Welcome, 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 one and all, ladies, children, men, and people of all sorts of ages. Welcome back to the channel if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, then welcome and enjoy the show. So, for today, we are going to look at something my local game store is doing. They're actually going to do a $75 budget commander build. Excuse me, and when they do this, they're gonna randomize the decks. So even if you build a really good deck, it doesn't matter because of the randomness of it is it's gonna be up to chance. So you may get somebody's turd of a deck, and somebody may get your powerhouse, and vice versa. So I wanted to dive in today and start building on a new Mizzet deck and see if I can actually make it kind of spooky even on a budget. So the new Niv Mizzet just came out in the new Foundation set, and it's a 6-drop 4 red blue legendary dragon wizard, as we can all imagine, being that it's for the commander format. So it has flying. You have no maximum hand size, and whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may draw that many cards. So that is kind of what we're trying to do here is get Niv out and just start drawing cards to drain the table. So I can already see one of the first cards I want to add is going to be this beautiful creature called the Psychosis Crawler. He's a wonderful 5-drop, power toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand, but most importantly, whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses a life. So I don't have to worry too much about going infinite and going, okay, so now what? So going infinite is definitely something that can happen. So to kind of help me out a little bit here, I have this basic EDH staples package. It has some basic lands, simple mana rocks, just trying to help speed up this building process. So this is going to be kind of a spell slinger build, and we're going to see how it actually all pans out. So we're just going to click on EDH Rex and see where we can go from there. Luckily, a lot of this has gotten reprinted, so a lot of this is pretty easy to get our hands on. And I'm thinking effects like this. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deal 1 damage to each opponent. I think things like that are going to be really, really handy in this deck. We're going to try and squeeze in as much as we can. I don't know how much of it is actually going to stay. Gutter Snipe is a slam dunk. Snarl may be a little slow, but it'll be alright. Offer. Temple, I like being able to scry. Negate. So we're going to kind of want effects like that. Swifty with the booties. Probably never a bad thing. See, Niv Mizzet can actually combo with himself. Any number of them, they go infinite. Especially with his Haroon version up here. So whenever you draw a card, he deals damage to any target. So we could do that, but I don't want to be that cheeky. Instead, I want to be cheeky in different ways. Oh yes, definitely want my little dragon friend here. So what else can we add in? Yeah, we definitely want that. Electrostatic Field. Opt is never a bad card. The Fiery Inscription is always nice. Don't really want to Pongify. We can do Preordain. Unfortunately, I think Archmage is going to be out of our budget, but we'll see. Thermo Alchemist is just nasty. What else do we got here? Rift Bolt, a Braid. See, a lot of the really good cards that we can throw in here, they like Fire Annihilation is just really good, but I don't know if it's going to be good enough. But other things like Bergie and the Mystical Tutor, great cards, just going to be out of our budget. Twin Flame Tyrant, another really good card, just going to be out of our budget. Harmonic Prodigy would be fun. I don't know if we're going to have the budget for that. Decanter, because we like having multiple things but no max hand size. Izzet Charm could be fun. What else do we want to throw in here? Consider we like being able to get some other draws going. Propaganda might be worth it, but we'll find out. Now, if this was for my own personal use, oh yeah, this would be ramped up to a completely different power level, and nobody would want to sit down and play with this. Like, just nobody, because it would do horrible things. We have 14, so if we do 10 and 10, so let's do... can play around with our mana package here in a minute. But for right now, we are going to stick with 36 land, being that this could be given away to somebody to use. It's not going to be theirs to keep, it's just going to be theirs to use. I want to make sure that they have ample mana to be able to play the spells and just keep turning through this deck. So we've got room for a little over 25 cards. What else? You know what? A Lightning Bolt's never a bad card. None of our spells are really costing a whole lot of mana to need a whole lot of reduction. I think another counterspell would be nice. We need to deal damage is what we need to do. So something like this in the festivities. Nice. Same thing with Tectonic Hazard. Nice way to deal little incremental damage here. Prismatic Command gives us the ability to have multiple different modes. So definitely like that. Kind of the same thing with Fiery Confluence here. Expressive Iteration. Always handy. Serum Visions. Like being able to draw some more extra cards here. So the deck is going to be a little wonky a little bit, I think, because it is kind of being restricted onto its power level. But I think it's still going to play out fine. I think a Talrand is nice to have. I think Slagstorm's good. This Catapult's going to be good. It's a blocker. We can start turning through it. Midnight Clock is a nice mana rock. Aetherize allows us to say, no, you don't really want to come this way. Things are going to go bad for you. You know what? I want Reality Shift to exile something. So we're starting to look like something here. I really think we are. We're upping our creature count a little bit. We've got about 13 cards left we can put in here. So being spell heavy, We have 10 sorceries and 13 instances. That's not bad at all. I want to add this in here. Third Path Iconoclast. He just got a nice reprint. And Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So I really enjoy something like that in this deck, because we have deals of damage whenever you cast a non-creature spell. Non-creature spell, everybody takes a damage. Instant or sorcery, everybody takes damage. Instant sorcery, non-creature. Instant sorcery, non-creature. So we have a bunch of different things we can just slam down and just start turning through and laying waste to everybody, because it's not just our instants and sorceries that deal damage and make us draw cards. It's whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, I can draw a card. So we draw a card for all of this. Trying to figure something else out. What else do we want in here to kind of really do something nasty? Because I feel like we need to try and find our Psychosis Crawler. So we may need, let's do, let's see what we can find in a budget for searching for an artifact card. Okay, you search an opponent, search your library for equipment or vehicle, put it onto the battlefield. So that doesn't help us. We definitely don't want to run the Eternal Dominion. That would be horrifyingly bad. Discard an artifact card from your hand, search for it. We're not going to be able to do that. Hoarding Dragon might be nice, but people can spot kill it, and then we're just kind of dead in the water. So that's not going to do it. Moonsilver Key doesn't help us. That doesn't help. Reshape. We have to sack an artifact to do it. But we might not have much of a choice. We can try Reckless Handling, but I'm worried it would get thrown to the bin. Maybe Niv. Maybe Niv needs that. I don't think he's a construct. None of those can go find it. You're way out of budget, so forget that one. Can't find it, can't find it. Word of Invention might be worth it. It might get cut. Yeah, he's a horror, so anything that went to go find a construct wouldn't have been able to help us there. Not at all. Mana Rock package looks pretty alright. We're going to run one enchantment. We're not running any kind of a Planeswalker right now. I like the direction the deck is going. We got a lot of different ways to keep things at bay. Let's see what else they have to say over here. Would love to have that in there, but I don't know if we really need to squeeze it in there. I mean, it's a wonderful enchantment, Rite of the Dragon Caller, but I don't know. You know what? Let's throw it in and we can pull it back out if we need to. If it turns out that our budget is just not going to allow for that. Oh, Fiery Islet is legal at 65 cents. I like that. I like that a lot. Do. So, I'm seeing a lot of the high power stuff, but nothing. Oh, Young Peasy. Gotta have Young Peasy. Another way to make bodies. Because I think that's going to be our big problem is being able to keep bodies on the board. Being that we're going to be very spell slingy hungry kind of thing. Don't think we want that. Shock is always nice. Don't think that's going to help us any. A Lotus Petal would be nice, but I don't think we need it. Baral. I think Baral's not going to make it either. And for polarity, it is hilarious. You know what? The Scalding Viper might actually come in handy. So we can try and do something funny there. You know what? We're going to add Ponder. Because I feel like just relying on Niv to do the card draw is really dangerous. Hold on. Where is she? Elenia. Target opponent draw a card if you do. Okay, so not that. Okay, she was the one I was thinking of. Brea. Problem with Brea is she's gonna be $10, and I don't think we can spare having that. Otherwise, it'd be a hilariously good card to have into the deck, I think. Valley Flood Caller. I don't think you're going to make it either. So let's look up some Planeswalkers. Let's see what we got. We can kind of finagle with. We got room for 3 cards. All the Chandras, all the Jaces, that kind of thing is going to be here. I don't know if we really want any of them in here, especially with our budget constraint. There is a big Chandra the Awakened Inferno at $10. I don't think we can spare that. Plus, being at a 6-drop, she's going to interfere with us wanting to do our thing, which is playing our commander. So we probably don't need her in the deck. What about Jaya? So, Big Jaya, make a 1/1 monk creature with prowess, meaning every time I cast a non-creature spell, the monk gets bigger. Exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose one of them. You play that card this turn, so we can play a land. Choose target creature and opponent controls. Whenever you attack this turn, Jaya deals damage equal to the number of attacking creatures. Okay, so we can blow up something. Get an emblem with whenever you cast a red instant or spell, copy it twice. That actually might see some play. And at 4 mana, it'd be a nice little setup. So I don't think we can have that. I don't think Cough is the answer. Not Ral. Especially because Ral tends to be a little bit on the pricey side for our budget here. Saheeli. Saheeli definitely. Especially this one. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, make a 1/1 servo, and then you have target artifact you control becomes a copy of another target artifact or a creature you control until end of turn. So we can actually use this ability to essentially get 2 Psychosis Crawlers and just start going absolute bananas. So we could do something like that. You so she doesn't help us either, so I think that's all for the walkers. I think we've got what we need, and we're still under budget, so I like seeing that. Oh, what the bloody world is that card's name? I don't think I'm gonna want it anyway. I think I'm gonna try and pick something else here. First things first. Let's switch up that printing. Yeah, we'll just choose the most recent one. That way people can actually read the card and they'll have a better idea of what it actually means, how to use it, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't mean I'm not really building this for myself. This is being built for somebody else to have under their control. I love the artwork here, but let's switch up the printing. Really love this artwork right here. This artwork right here is so amazing. One day I'll get one because somebody has to trade it to me, right? I mean, I'm your Buddha dragon. You got to trade it to me, right? 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 Okay, fine. So we have a couple of board wipes, so we can either do 3 damage to each creature or 3 damage to each player. Blast Act is, of course, the mega nuke. I don't like how things are going, so I'm just going to wrath the entire world to oblivion. 1 damage to each creature, 2 damage to each opponent, and destroy target artifacts. So we have lots of ways to do things here and there. Aetherize, always suspect an Aetherize, man. That thing can blow you out of the water out of nowhere and just leave you such a sad and salty gamer. Like, you'll just be going, well, that was a thing that happened. Oh yeah, I added a land, didn't I? I did. So let's take out Path of Ancestry. It's going to be entering as a tapped land, and we don't really need any more tapped land. We already have Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse to help fix our mana base a little bit, give us a little bit of shuffling. So we can do that. Oh, I know what creature I want, but I can't think of his name. So let's go to our wonderful friend Google here. Let's type in Niv Mizzet. Visionary, isn't it? Yeah, it's Visionary. So not Vision Art, Visionary. No. Yes, this is where we want to go. Why? Why do we have to do it like this? Can we just do it like that? Thank you. So we're going to go to EDH Rec, like the actual website, instead of just their suggestions off of Moxfield. Just kind of peruse through and see if there's anything in here that catches my eye that I think we really kind of need for this. We might add Wizard's Class, just because it gives us another way to have no max hand size. This would be dope to have in there, my god. It has a few other modes that make it pretty handy to have in a deck like this that we're trying to build here. Dracuseth. So, trying to see what else can we add. Shock, Ghostfire. else do we want? You know what? I think we need a couple of bounce spells. Just because they do have a lot of versatility to them. And they give us the ability to kind of rebound and regroup. Let's just add the one ring. That's almost 100% of our budget, because you know what could possibly go wrong? You know, no, nothing. Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing at all. Yeah, right. We got omniscience, just because. Oh man, I'd be a terrible person. So we have wizard class, which will give us no max hand size, but more importantly, when you get up to the last level, you're able to draw a card. You put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control. Really kind of debating that, just because it seems ideal. Seems very, very ideal. Amber would be nice, but it costs too much price-wise. So Thrain Dynamo and Gilded Lotus. So we can definitely add Wizard class. How about Thrain Dynamo? Yeah, we're still under budget. Hey, I like that. $66 even. Yeah, kind of hard to beat that. So for this live build, we're under budget of $75 for our restriction. And this is how we're looking as we kind of peruse through this build. We're only running 2 planeswalkers that come down before our commander does, which is not a bad thing, given how scary our commander actually is. He's kind of terrifying, actually. So we're running 16 creatures. We have some bodies. We can make bodies with 3 creatures that are in this. Can draw cards every time we cast spells. We have, multiple ways to deal damage and close out the game. We have a couple ways to go find the Psychosis Crawler, which is going to be our main win condition, I think. So we have Psychosis Crawler is our main win. We can reshape to go find it. I think, World of Invention is another way. And this actually has Improvise. So some of our artifacts and stuff, like when we get up and running, their Path Iconoclast makes soldier artifact creature tokens, so we can actually tap those to help pay for the mana to go get our Psychosis Crawler. A couple ways to clear the board, bounce things. Something like Aetherize, so we can reality shift an annoying creature. We counter quite a few spells. We're more of a mid-rangey spell slinger deck, if I do say so, just because we run quite a bit of mana, and we're pretty evenly spaced between bodies, spells, and permanents. So we're pretty evenly spaced, I feel. So I think that'll do it for the solid build of the deck. So let's do like a couple of run-throughs and see just how good this is actually going to be, or how horrible this is going to be. So we will crack that, and we will grab ourselves a Montana, and we can shuffle. Turn 2, we can drop this here island, and not to consider, but this prismatic lens. So we're looking pretty okay. We're getting mana. We're not mana screwed. I think we will go ahead and cast the dwarf, and then we can do opt, so we can Look at the top card. It's a land. You know what? We're going to go ahead and keep it because we're going to need mana, so we'll keep that and draw that. Next turn. Ooh, nice. Wizard class. So we can drop wizard class. We have no more maximum hand size. We can actually pass the turn. Then we can use consider to look at the top card. It is a Felwar Stone. We actually want that, so we'll add that to our hand. A mountain. So the question is, you know what we do? We are turn 5. Let's slam our boy. So big dumb dragon's out. Pass the turn. And now we can start having some fun. So let's oh, hold on. I guess we can do that. Well, let's do that and that. Cast that. And then we can do this. To do this, we can make a token here. We're going to get a 1/1 elemental. So then we have a couple of triggers. So first of all, this is going to trigger. We cast an instant or sorcery, so everybody's going to take 1 point of damage. That is not us, so we can draw 1, 2, 3 cards from that. Then this dealt 1 damage to each opponent and each creature that controlled. So then we can draw 1, 2, 3 from that. Worked out great. Now we have a command tower. We can drop a mana rock, another mana rock by doing this, 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 this. And we can keep a couple of mana open if we really feel like it. Let's do Magical Christmas Land. Nobody did anything to us. Why they wouldn't, I don't know. I think they would actually be insane not to do anything to us. Make our land drop for the turn. And I think we would cast this. So we want colorless, colorless. Doesn't matter. And red. We're going to make an offspring. Which, of course, they don't have over here. So that's kind of pointless. But we're going to make the offspring of this guy, which means it's going to have the same thing. It's just going to be a little bit weirder. Excuse me. So I don't think we need to level up, but I do think we need to drop this. So then we're going to have a couple of triggers. So first things first, we are going to make a token. So there's our token. And then we're going to draw 3 cards because everybody's going to take 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then both of these are going to trigger, dealing another total of 2 damage to everybody. So then draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this deals 4 damage to everybody. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good night. This is a wild hand, and now we can pretty much have control of this game, and we could do whatever we want to at this point. We have a couple of counter spells to stop things. We can bounce something. I mean, I don't think anybody can really do much right now to stop us. We can go find our Psychosis Crawler, and we can end this game very, very quickly. So that worked out very well. Let's see what happens if we do it again. So let's go ahead and drop an island and pass. Let's drop this island and a Mind Stone. Ooh, a mountain. So, mountain. Tap all 3 for the midnight clock. And our talisman and creativity. So, already we have enough mana to get Niv out. So, around the board, this is going to get a counter. So, by the time it gets back to us, it should already have 4. We draw another card. Let's go for our commander. Let's drop Niv, pass the turn. By the time it gets back around, this will be up to 8. So let's just kind of set this here. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's up her. Oh, there's that. Oh, I guess I'm just a moron. Anyway, so let's up her. Let's make her a 1/1 red monk. I mean, do they even have the monk creature token? No. Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Wow, the things you learn. The things you learn. So we have our 1/1 monk creature token from using Jaya. So Jaya goes up. We can do. So we can do End the Festivities. Draw 1, 2, 3. We can filter some mana to play that. We can do Serum Visions, so we're going to draw a card and then look at the 2. So bottom and bottom. I don't think we're going to need those right now. Play this and just pass our turn. So then on our upkeep, this goes to exile. And you get to shuffle your hand and your graveyard back into your deck and draw 7 new cards. So we'll put this, that. So, I mean, we could have countered something if we needed to. Unlikely. So shuffle, 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 and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is our turn 6. Not a bad looking hand. Pay a blue to play that. Pay a red. Triggers. So this is going to go and deal 1, 2, 3. And then this is going to go 1, 2, 3. Nice. We look a lot cleaner now. So we got that. Got that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wraithran Dynamo. I feel like we need to keep up some counter magic just in case things go a little wonky. Don't have a whole lot of extra blue, so maybe we just kind of float mana. Doesn't matter. Play Dargon. Up this to make another token. Pass the turn. We have some counter magic, so we can stop things coming our way if we need to. Which, I don't know, let's say we had to. Let's say we had to use Counterspell. So maybe this and that for that, and then we can do, well, you know what, let's untap that. Let's float the mana, so then we can just pay a red. We can just Flame Rift everybody. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, our boy's here. So we should still have 2 floating from this. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The big bad Psychosis Crawler. Hooray! He made his appearance. Now what can we do with him? I mean, at that point, it's just a matter of what we feel like doing. Because it doesn't really matter. If we just cast an instant or sorcery spell, we're going to draw some cards. Because these all say if you cast something and deal damage. So what if we did 1, 2... You know what? Hold on. Maybe there's something in the battlefield we don't really care for. Doesn't matter. Our point is, now we've casted instant or sorcery, so then this is going to trigger dealing a damage to everybody. We did a non-creature or a dragon. Dragon is our commander, but we cast another non-creature spell, so he deals the damage to everybody. An instant sorcery. So we get to draw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that puts 9 life drains on top of 3 damage, so 12 damage total to everybody. We can play that. This is going to trigger for non-creature, dealing another 1 damage to everybody and drawing 1, 2, 3. You could tap both of the mana from the Soul Ring to play this. 1, 2, 3. So people are slowly, they're slowly dying. Can use consider. Back on top, draw, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I think that's pretty much how it's gonna go. It's gonna go hard. It's gonna go fast. They are gonna not like me at the local game store. Your LGS. Last run through. Let's just throw down a reliquary tower. Montana. This guy. This. And that. Ping everybody. Tap all 1, 2, 3 to play that. Ping everybody. Land for the turn. Pass the turn. Big Dumb Dargan. So, yeah. I like it. I think the deck's going to hum nicely. I mean, if anything, you'll draw yourself out way too fast before you can actually kill everybody. But I don't think that's going to be the problem. I think we're gonna get set up pretty quick, and we're either gonna make a bunch of bodies, be a scary threat, or and so we'll be dealt with, or we're just gonna sit here and just dardle and just slowly kill everybody. So let's... Ow. Biscuits. There's no T there. Apparently I cannot spell today. So Niv Mizzet. So we're going to do Niv Visionary. I don't know. Niv Mizzet's Niv Visionary Thunderstorm. It's something. Excuse me, pardon me. So we're definitely aggressive. This is something you can do with your decks, by the way. And you can do these little tags here to put it in certain categories on their website. And it allows you to get some more eyes, and some people can help you if they look at your deck and they like this or like that, that kind of thing. So I think it's a real nice feature to have. So you can tag it with all these little tags over here and just try to see if anybody's willing to help you. And And you could put in the description, Niv Mizzet Visionary need help, budget of like $150, and people may pay attention and they may not. But if they do pay attention, they're probably going to have suggestions that you can do to sort of stay within your budget. That's why one of the options I clicked is right here, budget. I think that'll do for now. We've got plenty of things to do. So that has been a Niv Mizzet Visionary deck build live, so to say. I think it's gonna rock. I think it's gonna deal some damage. I don't know if I'm going to enter this into the tournament or not. I really kind of want to, just because I know it's gonna be so nasty and so ugly to everybody, and I just sit back and go, well, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the Niv Mizzet deck? Yeah, sorry, that was mine. So we'll see how it all goes.